the difference. William Afton, ex-listener. So, we're on chapter 9 reading. We're also going to be reading chapter 10. I don't know if I might read 2 more chapters after these 2 on the same video or not, but I might. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, let's get into it. Alrighty, I've added some of the characters that I've created, so be warned that there may be a character that you might not know. It's an original character that I made, okay? Okay. As I began to feel myself waking up, then I opened my eyes not long after I felt myself waking up. Once I did, I sat up on the bed I was laying on that Michael and I set up for me. Then I looked at my phone for the time. 6:30? When did I wake up? When did I start waking up early? I spoke to myself under my breath. Then I heard a faint knock on the door, so I got up and walked over to the door and opened the door. That's a lot of doors. And there stood was Mr. Child Murderer. I wasn't too happy to see him at the door, but oh well. Ah, Wyatt, I see you're awake. Well, that's perfect, because I need help moving that mattress you're sleeping on and put it in the guest bedroom. Would you be a doll and help me out? That's a little early, William asked, which I rolled my eyes. Is no an answer? William pinched the bridge of his nose and shook his head. No, I will not be taking no for an answer. Now, help me, please, darling. Which I did, so I got all the blankets and pillows off the bed. Then me and William both picked up the mattress and carried it to the guest bedroom. Once we did, I realized that there was no mattress on the bed. But I mean, it makes sense, because Michael said that this mattress was the replacement for the other mattress. As we put the mattress on the bed frame, we made sure it fit. When it did, I also helped Mr. Child Murderer over here make the bed and put the fuzzy blankets and pillows on the bed. Thank you, darling. This is where you'll be sleeping if you two plan to stay longer. William spoke, which I just nodded, telling William I understood. Then he was about to leave the guest bedroom. Hey, William, I spoke softly, which caught William's attention as he poked his head back in the room. Yes, darling? I blushed a little bit. Do you have any other spare clothes that I could wear? Also, stop with the pet names. I spoke, which William just chuckled. I should have some spare clothes in my room. I'll have to check, and I don't think I will stop. Then I rolled my eyes and followed William to his bedroom. As I looked around his bedroom, his bedroom was, of course, purple. Of course. To his curtains, to his bedding, and to the paint on the wall. It was definitely a purple room. As I sat on William's bed, it was really comfy, so I laid back and just chilled for a while, which in that time, it revealed my very small stomach, which since I was so skinny from lack of nutrients, you could see my rib cage, which I knew wasn't good, but I rarely ate because of my mom. She was just an alcoholic, and I wanted nothing to do with that, which I have noticed I was under 100 pounds. I would say I weighed in about 78 pounds, which I knew wasn't good for me, my body, or my health mentally or physically. Darling, I've got some clothes. I'm not sure if you like dresses, but that's all I could find. I heard William spoke. I sighed. I'll deal with it. I'm not much of a dress fan, but I'll just wear it. As I was still staring at the ceiling, I faintly hear William's footsteps. "Darling," I heard William say as I saw him out of the corner of my eye. "Yeah." Then I felt William's hand touch my stomach, which it started to hurt, so I grabbed his hand. "Watch it," I spoke sternly. My love. What's wrong? Did I hit a sensitive spot?" "Yes, you did. You don't know what You don't know what I've been through, so don't touch me." William chuckled at this. "Darling, I was only checking to see what these scars were. You've got a few bruises here, too." Then William lifted my shirt up a bit, which I was on the verge of tears, as I hated showing off my body like this, because of all the scars and bruises that littered my body. As William tried touching my stomach, I winced at his touch, so he retreated his hand. "Darling, who would do such a thing to you?" As I looked at him, as I felt tears falling down and off my face. "My own mother." Then William looked at me, confused, but then realized my mother abused me. Then he pulled me up into a sitting position. "Well, from what I could see, you don't eat a lot. You know that's extremely unhealthy, Wyan, darling." I looked at William, then looked away. "I know, but I can't go near her without her throwing stuff at me, whether it's spoons or knives. She'll start fights with me. She's always strong, so it's not like I can go eat." Which William patted my back a bit too hard, which I winced. So he retreated his hand once more. "I see any touch seems to hurt you." Which I nodded. Then he handed me the clothes. So I walked out of his bedroom without another word and went to the bathroom to change. Which he gave me a teal kind of green dress, which it had a design of a belt on it. As I tried it on, it fit me perfectly. As I did a few spins, I noticed William gave me black shorts, so I took them and put them on under the dress. Then I grabbed my wallet and keys. Then I went into the bathroom as I looked for a brush to use. I found a black brush that looked to have Elizabeth's hair in it. "Is this Elizabeth's hairbrush?" I shrugged it off as I brushed my long hair and left it down, as it really completed my look. As I went downstairs, I noticed William was drinking coffee in the kitchen, so when I walked past him, I heard him almost choke on his coffee. "Are you okay, Afton? Do I need to call a doctor?" I joked a bit, which William chuckled a little bit. No, I'm perfectly fine. I just didn't expect you to look absolutely beautiful." I felt a heat rush to my face as I knew I was blushing. "Aw, thank you, William." Then I actually noticed what William was wearing. He was wearing black dress pants with a purple undershirt and tie, and a dark gray dress coat. "Why are you all fancy like?" I questioned, which this made William chuckle at my little question. "Well, I might as well look presentable as the town adores me, and I have work." Which I noticed, which I nodded, as I then questioned where were the Afton kids. "Hey, Will, where's the kids?" I asked. "They took the bus to school, so we can go to Fredbear's and start work in a little bit." "Oh, okay. What time is it anyways?" I asked. Then I looked at my phone, which I didn't realize William looked at the clock in the kitchen. It's 7:37, me and William both said in unison, I think. I don't know. I suck at pronouncing words. Which we both looked at each other and laughed a little bit. A little. Well, we better get going to Fredbear's then, so we aren't late. William spoke, which I nodded. As William grabbed his keys, I was already in the garage. As I waited for William to unlock his car, once he did, I opened the passenger side and hopped in. Then when I was about to close the door, William came up and closed it for me. Then he got into the driver's side and closed the door behind me. And closed the door behind him, sorry. Then he put his keys in the ignition and turned his car on. As me and him both put our seatbelts on. Then we waited for his garage to open. Then once it did, he drove out and onto the road, and we made our way to Fredbear's Family Diner. Once we arrived, William and I got out of the car and walked up to the diner. Once we did, I didn't realize how big this place actually was. Damn, this place is huge, I spoke, which William chuckled. That's because we had a new animatronic arrive today. I looked at William a little confused, then he led me into a room called Golden Stage. I was so confused, but then I saw a beautiful golden wolf standing on the stage. She looked brand new as well. Well, no, duh, why? William literally said he had a new animatronic arrive today. Wow, she's so pretty. Did you and Henry make her? I asked, to which William nodded. Her name is Blair Wolf. She's probably one of the more difficult animatronics that me and Henry made, as we had to redesign her a lot. But we found a design for her and stuck with it. I looked at Blair Wolf in awe, then she activated out of nowhere. William, is she supposed to do that? I asked nervously. I don't think so. Howdy, I'm Blair Wolf. The animatronic spoke, which I just looked at William, and he looked at me. Is she malfunctioning or something? I asked, which William just shrugged. I don't know, maybe. I'll check her power switch. And William hopped on her stage and checked her power switch. Oh, I see the problem. Her power switch got turned on. That's why. Her system activates fully when people are talking. Now that explains it. William spoke as he switched Blair Wolf off. Then he hopped off the stage again. Then Blair Wolf began to deactivate fully as she went into rest mode. I don't care if she was pretty, that shit was fucking scary, I spoke. This made William chuckle as he led me out of the golden stage area and into his office. God damn it, really, Afton? I don't want to come here. At least let me help. I can be of use, I begged William, which he just scoffed. Maybe get a job here and be a use to the company. Plus, I'm taking you shopping after work because I told Clara I would be late to picking them up. So she said, don't bother, as they'll be spending the night with her. And you're just going to let Clara keep them for the night? When that wasn't the agreement? Like, come on, it's Thursday. Then they leave Friday. I guess you're right. I'm probably just going to pick them up anyways, as I have more custody of them anyways. Then William left me in his office alone. Great, thanks to Thanks to Mr. Child Murderer, I'm bored in here. Again, I spoke to myself as I lay down on the couch in his office. I might as well take a nap while I wait for Mr. Child Murderer to return. What's he gonna do anyways? As I thought that, I realized he could kill me. But I was kinda tired still, so I began to close my eyes. And before I knew it, I was out like a light bulb. As I felt as if I wasn't on the couch in William's office. My eyes started to open, which I looked around to see I wasn't in his office. Rather that I was in the parts and service room that wasn't accessible to guests. As I walked over to the back, I realized that there were 3 spring lock suits, and they seemed pretty new. One was a Fredbear, the other was a Golden Bunny, and the last one was a Blair Wolf. As I began to get paranoid, as I left the parts and service room, to find that the stage wasn't filled with that golden figures anymore, but a brown bear, a blue bunny, a yellow chicken. I walked over where the golden stage would be, but it didn't say that anymore. It was Pirate's Cove. I looked a bit confused, then I looked over to my right of the cove, and there stood another parts and service. So my curiosity kicked me in the ass as I opened the door, which I regretted doing that. I saw the old golden figures on the floor deactivated. I saw Fredbear, the Golden Bunny, and Blair Wolf, all old and torn away. Once I turned around, I ran into something, or maybe someone. As I regained my balance, I looked at the thing I bumped into. It was William. William, what's going on? I asked. He said nothing and pushed me into the dark, creepy parts and service, the one that I would like to stay out of. Then he closed the door behind him. William, I don't like it. William, I don't like it when you play games on me. So please, don't do it. Please, don't. Not right now. Oh, are you scared, darling? On why you're not at Fredbear's anymore? How do you know? I was saying until William covered my mouth. Shh. It's okay, Wyatt. Nothing bad is going to happen yet. Anyways, after hearing William say that, oh my god, I'm really tired. I felt something on my back, so I began to panic as my breathing began to get heavier, which seemed to satisfy William. Good girl, let your fear take over you. Let it take you down a pit as you tumble down in it, to the fiery pits of failure. I felt my heartbeat pick up its pace as I began to become helpless, which then I felt the knife slowly being pushed inside of me. As I felt blood start to make its way down my leg and onto the floor, William seemed pleased on what he was doing right now. I wanted to scream, but I couldn't, as my eyes began to go in the back of my head from the amount of pain I was in. I began to cry, but my sobs were muffled due to Mr. Child Murderer's hand on my mouth. As I woke up in a cold sweat, I began to shake as I realized it was kind of cold in William's office. As I looked around for William, he was nowhere to be seen, which I sighed a sigh of relief. What the fuck was that dream? I spoke to myself as my shaking continued, which at this point I didn't know if it was from the cold office or my fear. As I looked at the clock on the wall, I realized it was almost 10:30, as that's when the place opens. Then I heard footsteps get closer to the office. Then William opened the door and shut the door behind himself. Darling, I know you probably don't need any help, But I asked Henry if we needed any more staff, and he said yes for day shift. So let's just say I may or may not have gotten you a job here. Next Tuesday is your interview with Henry. William spoke, which I looked at him blankly. You got me a job here at Fredbear's? I asked, which William nodded excitedly. Yes, I did. You don't need a resume or anything. Or nothing. Well, thank you, I guess. I spoke while I whispered on the last part. What was that, love? Williams asked. I blushed when he called me love. Ugh, god damn it, Afton. Stop calling me pet names. This seemed to make William chuckle. I don't think I will, princess. I gave William an annoyed look, which he just chuckled and went to sit down at his desk. Today is going to be a busy day. Once kids see we have a new animatronic here, they're going to flip out. William spoke, which made me laugh. Come on, it means more money in your pocket, and dare may I say it, more kids to off. This gave William a twisted look on his face, which I didn't like, which I regretted telling him that. Will? I'm fine, darling. Oh, I'm fine, dear. Once William spoke, he went back to normal, which I was confused as how fast his personality could always change so quickly. It kind of worried me at the same time. Okay, well, that's gonna do it for this episode. I was gonna read chapter 11 and 12, but I'm too tired to even, read them. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it here today. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Bye-bye, guys. Love you all. Bye-bye. Have a good night's sleep. Or nap. Or I don't know. Read it. I don't know. At your own time. During the day. I don't know. But yeah, goodbye.